Oh, the joys of areas with railroads. Off to my right there a bit, there's a rail yard. Deals with a lot of the Connex containers. And they all seem to leave there and head to Chicago. So, anybody got any info on this rail yard over here in West Memphis? Because I'm seeing there's trucks in here all the time, and they all seem to be headed to Chicago. Which I'm guessing they're taking them up there to a port, or they're bringing them down from a port. But if you're already railing them, or transporting them by rail, why aren't you just transporting them from rail from Chicago? Explain. Information. Somebody, please. Those are car carriers. Like, I'd love to see people do these arts. Because the art you see on these railroads, man, they are so cool. Like, it really is an art. When they get all the smashed letters and the wonky, like, bubble-looking fonts. It's like, how do you do that with a rattle can? And then how do you do it with a rattle can with multiple colors? Without losing your original design by the time you're done, because you're mixing colors over colors. And it seems like you only see that kind of stuff from big cities like New York, Chicago, Atlanta, LA. Like, you don't see too many of those in, like, Nashville or it's another, like, small town. That's Charleston, Virginia. That'd be another small town. I don't know how many train rails are going through Charleston, though. Oh, darn it. So I made it to Memphis. We're just down the road from Hino. So, about a quarter of my day is done. I got a good bit more to go. Oh, wow. What is that? I think that is a weeder. A weeder. Like W-E-E-D-E-R. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a weeder or some kind of, like, soil leveler. I've really gotten into playing Farm Sim the last couple of weeks. Farm Sim 22 on Xbox. I play on Saturdays and Sundays, so if anybody wants to play, my email is in the about thing, so you can send me a message to find me. Or I might throw my gamer tag up on there, because I've got my email, I've got my Snapchat I just added, because I don't usually use it, but I figured I'd start using it since Josh is talking about talking to people and meeting up with them if he's bored and got time. Josh is this guy Trucks, by the way, if you don't know who that is. But I don't really use it. Not for what most people use it for. I don't take pictures. I probably should add my Instagram, but I think my Snapchat and my Instagram are basically the same name. And I was talking with Nick Earl on Wheel Burner Express's live the other night, or it might have been Josh's live. It was Josh's. Like, I'd love to play it on PC, but I do not have the graphics card for it. Get this. I have a pretty modern setup. Like, I've got a Ryzen 5. I think it's a Ryzen 5 5300K. Or no, 55 or 5300G. The G stands for integrated graphics, because you have to look specifically for Ryzen cards or AMD cards that have integrated graphics, opposed to Intel, which all Intel cards usually have integrated graphics. Alright, so I've got a B450 Tomahawk Max 2 board. I think that's the name of it. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. The Max part is where I'm off, but I know it's the B450 Tomahawk 2. I'm not sure if it's a Max 2 or just a 2. Got all my channels of RAM filled, so that's 32 gigs of RAM, 4 8 sticks, all that good stuff. And then my graphics card is a used GTX. Listen here, GTX 950. Yeah, 950 with 2 gigs of VRAM. Anybody that knows anything about computers is probably laughing their ass off at me right now, because that graphics card is, we'll go 900 series, 1000 series, 1600 series, 2000 series, 30 series, 40 series. So that graphics card is 6 generations old. Now, don't get me wrong, it works for what I play, like Space Engineers and Mud Runner. I think I've got it to play. What was that other game I was playing? I've got it to play. What is that game? Borderlands. It plays Borderlands 1 pretty good. What else? It's been a minute since I've played anything, but it plays a lot of games. Yeah, back to the computers I was talking about. Yeah, like my processor's up to date, but my graphics card is 6 generations old with only 2 gigs of VRAM. Most games nowadays probably need like a minimum of 4, which I'm nothing special. I don't need no 3040 or 3090 or 4090 or whatever it is. I'd be good with probably a 1660 or a 2060. Good. Take this out of yard move. I think I've said this before, and I don't remember when, but I got too many hobbies. Like, I want to get into my RCs more than I already am. I kind of want to get into not so much gaming on my computer, but like building my computer and kind of keeping it upgraded. Because that was fun. That was some of the funnest I've ever had, was building that computer. Because I built my computer from scratch. I ordered all the parts. after having some people help me figure out what I wanted, saved my ass by just double checking my processor, because the original processor I picked out did not have an internal processor or integrated graphics. I needed an external graphics card. Well, my original build budget did not account, or was not up to par for including a graphics card. So I just swapped over for a cheaper graphics card, which saved me some money in the long run. And I used it for a good year without a graphic card, and then I got the 950 off Facebook for like 50 bucks. Yeah, I don't really play enough games, like games with other people, enough to justify throwing down the $200-300 for a graphics card right now. And then I was trying to get into guns there for a minute, because I wanted to go hunting, because I've always wanted to go hunting, but I never knew anybody that hunted. I never had the ability, or I never had the chance to go hunting with anybody that I knew that did know how to hunt when I was around them. And then later on, I never knew anybody that hunted, so I was kind of trying to figure things out myself, which fastly approached I do not have the required know-how at the moment, nor the ability. And finally, one year, I blew my income tax on a handgun and a rifle. And I've done nothing with the rifle but target practice twice in the 3 years I've had it now. And then I have a handgun. I've gone to the range a handful of times. And the only reason I've not gone anymore is because I want to stock up a small supply of ammo. And right around the time I was trying to get into it hard, or really get into it like consistently, ammo was really expensive. Like, it was like $100 for 50 rounds, I think, at one time. At like my local shop. Or something like that. Anyhow. But now I'm into RC, so those are my 3 hobbies that I've tried to do, is guns, computers, and RCs. And really, the most fun I have in most of my hobbies is, no blinker, is the building. Like the idea of building an RC car. I like the idea of building a rifle. I like the idea of building computers. So there's where my dilemma falls. All my enjoyment comes from the building of the thing, not using the thing. Though I have been having more fun with my crawlers since I've actually found places to go and met up with other people. I think that's my biggest issue. I don't know anybody that I hang out with. I am kind of in that hole in life where you don't have any friends to hang out with. You just kind of have things that you tinker with, wishing you had friends to hang out with. So, yeah, I'm in that part in life. Which I kind of had a couple friends before I started driving that I hung out with on occasion. And since I started driving, it's just kind of taken over my life, which it's kind of understandable that a job that requires you to leave home and drive a vehicle would do that. That was the first time I've gotten through that without hitching a light. That's great. That's awesome. And I gotta say, I think the real reason, or the main reason I decided to start doing these videos is to help pass the time for one, and then hope to make a little money to kind of fund my hobbies, which hopefully then would help me make more videos. You know that whole thing, let your passions drive your desire, or however that phrase goes. But like I've said before, and I've said that a lot, I'm not going to ask for subscribers, I'm not going to ask for likes. I'd rather this grow naturally by just people being interested, opposed to me fishing. Quit playing with your phone. Opposed to fishing. And then hopefully that'll lead to this, maybe not getting bigger, but at least get to the point where I can have fun doing stuff, making videos, if that makes sense. And I have learned very, very quickly that all of my hobbies are expensive. Most of them have a pretty steep buy-in curve. And then after that initial purchase, it's not too bad for RCs. But it is for guns and computers. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to stick with RCs for now. Though my next adventure would be getting a new motor and ESC and controller for my comp crawler, because I need more wheel speed, I need longer run time. Overall desire for my RCs is to get to the point where I can afford to do a semi. I really do. And then I want to go through and get all the trailers, because they make little dry-van trailers, they make little flatbed trailers, they make little step deck trailers, they make tankers. My really big ideal for that was to build up a collection of these trucks and then do videos showing driving habits, because they're scale trucks, so you could do scale driving, you could do scale backing, you can, like, really, when it comes to these things, because they're how real they are, you can do videos of backing up in different scenarios. Yeah, you're going to be literally in third person to scale. And I think that would be the coolest thing. Instead of it being a guy sitting there playing with one of those little company trucks and he's got to use his hands, you can actually see the wheels turn when you like pan the camera around. You can see which direction you're turning to make it go where. You can see how a trailer is going to react on different surfaces. Like you can do miniature skid pads. You can do difficult terrain driving. I think that would be the coolest thing I could do. Combine my job with my hobby and make scale scenario videos with a scale truck. I think that's going to be my next goal. But then, like I said, it's a steep buying curve. The models themselves are like $500, and that's before you get electronics. And then, depending on how realistic you want to get, you can get little airbags for the trucks. You can get real leaf springs, so you can do a realistic airbag and leaf spring setup. And then you can get kits that let you raise and lower the landing gear, lock and unlock the hitch, the whole light setup. Like anything you'd want to do to a real truck, cosmetically, you can do to a scale truck. Yeah, right now I think that would be a really cool goal.